and today we will understand how to do requirement gathering. Okay. So yeah, if we will have more time, then we will go for demo part also. If not, then first we will understand requirement gathering part and how to create functional design document. So ideally, like in project, functional design document will be created by architect. But sometime they will expect from your side also you need to work on functional design document. Okay. And for this functional design document, you should also understand very well since whenever you will go for project, okay, many places they are following not following proper way, but most of the places they are following proper way, and as per standard, requirements should be captured in functional design document, and developer will follow that functional design document. Okay, so here you can see this one is one reference functional design document. First, we will understand this, and based on that, we will create functional design document for our project. So everyone can hear me and can see my screen also. Can anyone confirm? Am I audible and my screen is visible on?
Yes, Ravi. Yes.
Yeah, Ravi. Yes.
Okay. So in this functional design document, you can see program name. Okay. So there will be some project name, and then line of business, like who all are going to consume this set of API. Okay. So program name will be like, let's say this is for customer onboarding, this is for payment process, this is for CIC journey. So like that, there will be different program name. And line of business, like who all are going to consume this kind of functionality or API. Okay, so those people, like those things will be line of business. And here you can see VOIC app. So this particular client has their app application, okay, which will be used by consumer, and that particular app customer will be line of business for this. Okay. So next, we have document instruction. Okay, so whenever we'll start working on this document in a project, multiple people will be involved in this project. Okay, there might be project manager, architect, sometime developer also. Okay, so if everyone will start following their own standards and things, then it will create complexity in our functional design document.
No.
So here, yes. Anyone has any problem? So multiple people will work, and if they will not follow some standards, then it will create some complexity in our document. So here, whatever standards we are planning to follow in this particular documentation, you need to mention everything here. Okay, if you have any point which other people need to follow, you can also add, or let's say someone is starting this, so they will add initially. Okay, so first thing they have mentioned about the versioning. Okay, so there will be two part of versioning, before decimal and after decimal. So if there is any major change, then versioning will change before decimal. If there will be any minor change, then versioning will change after decimal. Okay, then project, program, line of business, or property value of the document, they are updated by going on file, property, advanced property, or update. So we need to update every places. Then we should not keep anything blank. If you don't have any data to fill at this moment, then you can mention TBD instead of keeping it blank. Okay, so someone will come to know they are going to get more information here as it's mentioned TBD. Okay, then remove erase all instruction or simple text. Okay, remove blank rows. Do not refer to other document if certain content is captured in other document. Okay, so instead of that, embed the link. It is essential you contact all relevant stakeholder for your project to complete the content. Okay, so whatever other stakeholders, so there will be multiple dependency with other stakeholder. Let's say you are doing data exchange between Salesforce and database. Then field name will be different in database and field name will be different in Salesforce. So until unless like you will not involve different stakeholder, you will not come to know what field name they are using. Okay, and you need to do required transformation. And sometime to achieve the business logic, you need to do some kind of orchestration also. So how you will come to know. So you need to involve different stakeholder to get the detail and then understand all the orchestration required and all the data transformation required. Okay. So those kind of standards are there. Then about the documentation. So what all details are captured in these documents like overview, then functional and application specification. So those kind of details are here. Okay. Then change document, who all worked on this document, like initially, uh, like I started, so I mentioned my name. Okay, this is initial draft version 1.0. Then someone did document review. Okay, so once someone will do document review, there will be minor change. Like we can expect minor change, or in review they will mention the review comment. How they will mention review comment? Let's say we have any one section, business benefit. Okay, so here please add more details for business benefit.
And this
Okay.
document will be on Confluence.
Yes. So here you can add comment like this. If someone will do review, so they can add comment like this. Okay. So we will keep adding the history based on the like change, or like based on the review, and this one is review comment incorporated. So again, it's changed to 1.2. So whenever there will be any change in version, sorry, whenever there will be any change in document, then we need to keep adding the version and we need to mention why there is change in this particular document. So this one was initial draft, then someone reviewed, and then review comment incorporated. Okay. So I mentioned like how to do review and how to add comment. Now, if someone has already reviewed and he has already incorporated the comment, then what he will do? So there is review. There is, I think, accept all change. There's one option like you can accept all the review comment, then this comment will be deleted from here. So if someone will do review, then you will able to see like this. And then accept all change. That thing I will check. So once you will complete the review comment, okay, then you can accept all change. Then this kind thing will not like you will not able to see this. It will come normally like normal text. Okay, that I will check how to do. Okay, so this is part is history part. Who worked on this document and what he did. Okay, and then next part we have ownership and responsibility. So who is document owner? So this is architect is document owner and document reviewer who will review the document. So project manager, business analyst, solution architect, and system technical lead, or you can say different stakeholder. So that will be reviewer. And who is the owner? Owner will be project architect. So here we have a table of content. Okay. So for this part, like whenever you will update anything in this document, okay, you need to go to table of content and you can update field. So if there will be any change in the document, then those fields will be added here. Okay. If anything will be deleted, if anything will be added in table of content, and it will come with page number. Okay. So this all things are deleted and these all things are added. Then coming to next part, that is project overview. In project overview, like you will put some information about this project, like business overview, what exactly we are trying to achieve, how it's going to help the business. Okay, what kind of business will be impacted. So those kind of detail you need to give in business overview. Okay, then business benefit. So here you need to list out all the benefit business is going to get. In overview, you will mention everything like what business case you are going to cover in this project. Okay, so and who all are business user, how it's related to other functionality, what kind of application will be impacted. So all those detail you will put there. And business benefit, you need to mention how it's going to get added advantage in our business. Let's say you are doing customer onboarding. So previously, customer we are doing the registration process. Like they used to come to office, like you can say customer care, and they used to fill the details there, and then we used to help them to onboard on our portal. But now it's digitalized, so they can do by their home only. They need to provide their information and some security information, like to make sure that is valid user, and then they can onboard from their home only. So that is one use case. Another, like let's say claim process. So if someone took the insurance and he want to claim the insurance amount, so instead of coming to office, he can do directly through mobile app, like company mobile app. Or let's say payment process. If someone want to order something, then he can make a payment for that online only. So like that, there will be many business scenario for different functionality. So you need to tell them what is benefit, what kind of benefit customer will get. Okay, and then next part will be functional diagram. Okay, or you can say flow diagram. Okay, so this is just one use case where it's showing like who is the source system and what is the target system and what all mule applications are involved to achieve those functionality. Okay, so here you can see mobile application is our source system, Salesforce, Azure database, Azure blob storage. These are the target system. And in between, we have this different API, okay, different mule application to achieve or to like to do data exchange between this heterogeneous system. Okay, so what mule ESB do? Okay, data exchange between it helps in data exchange between two or more heterogeneous systems. So here our one heterogeneous system is mobile application, that is our source system, and target system we have Salesforce, we have Azure database, we have Azure blob storage. Okay, generally blob storage, like most of the cloud service provider provide this blob storage where you can store the big file. Okay, like Azure do provide, Amazon do provide, then AWS also providing this. Okay. So here in flow diagram, you will functional design, or you can say this is flow diagram or functional diagram, anything is fine, where you will have source system, related mule application, and target system. Okay. And then we have this API landscape diagram. Okay. In this diagram, you will get like source system, and here how mule application are interacting with each other. So you can see here this customer login experience API calling the customer login process API, and this process API will call the policy list as well as customer profile. Okay, so this particular process API calling this and this two, sorry, this process API and this system API. And this one is very similar to our API landscape diagram. Okay. No, everyone know this API-led architecture, correct? In API-led architecture, we have three layers: system layer, process layer, and experience layer. So what system layer do? System layer connect with the external system. Okay. And process layer, we do all the orchestration and we apply all the business logic. And experience layer, we use to expose our API to external world. And what is the purpose of creating this API-led architecture? To increase the code reusability. So you can see here, system API, we are using here also and here also. If we will not follow this microservice architecture or API-led architecture, both are same only, microservice and API-led. If we will not follow the same like microservice or API-led architecture, then same system API code we need to write to achieve this functionality also and to achieve this functionality also. So we need to write the redundant code. Okay, to avoid those kind of redundancy. Okay, so what like it's kind of, if you want, you can do monolithic architecture. If not, then you need to write the same piece of code here and here also. And best way will be follow the API-led architecture, where break the functionalities into small module and reuse those small module wherever required. So there will be two advantage of this. First advantage, it will increase the code reusability. So you can see here, this system API we are using here and here also, and this process API we are using here also and here also. So you see, first thing, code reusability. Second thing, in API-led architecture, what will happen? Let's say if this particular SAPI is not working, so only this will impact this functionality. Or if this SAPI is not working, then it will impact only this and this process API, this API, this API. Okay. So what you can see here, it will impact the, if any system API will not work, then it will impact the limited functionality. It will not impact the entire application. Let's say this is not working, then only this, okay, and this also, since these two are connected. So only three feature will be impacted, but other feature will be keep working. So two advantage, one is it will increase the code reusability. Second, if any part will not work, then it will impact the limited feature. It will not impact the entire application. Okay, but if you follow the monolithic architecture, if anything will go wrong, your entire application will go down. Okay, so here in system layer, like in API-led architecture, all three layers are connected with each other. Okay, like experience layer will call the process layer. In process layer, we apply all the orchestration and we do all the business logic. Orchestration means, let's say this one is calling this one, all this one also. Okay, to enrich the data, whatever layer whatever other API it need, it will call. Okay, that is orchestration. Like you can understand like this. If you go for orchestra, what they do? They play different instrument to make a meaningful sound. So here also, this process API will call the different system and process API to make some meaningful application or API. Okay, that's why we use term as orchestration, and we apply business logic. Okay, here in process layer, we do apply different business logic also. Okay, let's say if this will come, then do this. If this will happen, then do this, like that. Okay. So hope everyone clear with API landscape diagram. Okay, and everyone clear with API-led architecture also. Okay, another part is sequence diagram. So sequence diagram, I will show you for one functionality.
Ravi, in API-led architecture, we can define more than one system, maybe process APIs also, right?
Sorry.
Means in API-led architecture, we can define more than one process API also and system API like that.
So more than one system and process API. So here you can see these are process API and these all are system API.
Ravi, one question here.
Yes.
You were saying that if one service is impacted, right, other service will continue to work. Say, for example, login doesn't work, then how would the other services come to use?
Okay. So let's say I already like out of 1,000 user, 100 user already logged in, and after that login feature creating some problem. So
Hmm.
those 100 user, they will still able to do rest of the functionality.
Okay, that way. Hmm.
Yeah, many application has session. Okay, once you will do login for the certain period, you will not logged out automatically.
Hmm.
Okay, and you are taking the example of entry point. Okay,
Hmm.
think about some other functionality where that is not an entry point.
Okay.
And sir,
Let's say
Hi Ravi,
some, yeah.
as you
I
said,
have one
like,
question.
yes,
Okay,
continue.
Yes,
yeah,
go
go
ahead
on.
one by one. Yeah.
Okay, so like, can we have an API-led architecture without this process API or system API? Any one of them. If we don't have any one of them, is that possible?
Okay. Yeah. So first thing, like as per API-led architecture, it will be divided into three layers: system layer, process layer, and experience layer. But when you are splitting this, then it's creating cost also. Okay, how it's creating cost? To deploy any mule application, you need worker. Okay, or mule runtime. Okay, if you are deploying system layer, process layer together in one place instead of like if you don't follow this three layer, then you need one worker only. But if you follow three layer, you need minimum three worker. Okay, so indirectly it's impacting our cost also. So there are many company, okay, they don't want to increase too much cost and they don't want too much microservice also. They want to follow hybrid model. Okay, so many company are there. They are following two layer also. There are many company they follow one layer also. Okay, so
Okay,
if you want to say like if I follow one layer, then which layer will be there? Then experience layer only you will do everything. And if you want to follow two layer, okay, then generally if any company don't have many experience system, they have only one experience system, like only one mobile application or web application, or if they have these two application, they want same set of data there, both the places. Okay, in that case, they they like can go with experience layer and system layer. In experience layer, they will put all the business logic. Okay. So there are many company, even my current organization, we are following two layer architecture.
okay.
Okay. Since
If we use two layer means then we are saving some cost, right?
yes, yes, correct. But at the
Okay,
same time, you need to think saving like server cost sometimes might be very expensive in term of development.
okay,
Okay,
got it.
so you need to think about all the cost. If you are saving server cost and at the same time in other place you are too much development cost, then that is also not a good practice. If you will make two layer, then what will happen? Your server cost will reduce, but if there will be any new API where you need the existing thing, you need to write same piece of code again. Okay, since you are reducing the layer means you are reducing the code reusability. And if you are reducing code reusability, then you have to write same piece of code again and again. And in that case, what will happen? Your development cost will increase, your support cost will increase. So you have to think in all the way. So your project should be less expensive.
Okay, got it.
All three these APIs will work on on different servers, as you are saying. Like by reducing one API, we can
Different
no you as you told
runtime.
na no
Yeah.
you
So
told
in
na
one
we can
machine,
save.
okay, yeah. In your one machine, there will be uh, different location. Okay, you can deploy these application on different location. That doesn't means you need different server itself.
You mentioned server cost na, so like how it will work on different servers. Like experience will work on other matlab one server, and that process and system will work on another server or like part of server. How it works?
Okay, so you have understanding of workers and all, like
Yes.
in Cloud Hub. Okay, so in Cloud Hub, whenever you are deploying any application, then we deploy on smallest unit is worker.
Hmm.
In one worker, you can deploy maximum one application, correct?
Okay.
If you will deploy experience API there, then for process API and for system API, you need different worker, correct?
Yes. Now I got.
So each application is a separate VM, right?
VM, okay. So
I mean,
Cloud
like a,
Hub,
a separate server, right? Each
you
deployment.
can see server will be same only. Okay, generally what if you are talking about Cloud Hub, generally what Mulesoft do, they have purchased very big space on AWS cloud.
Hmm.
Okay, and what they did, they created a small unity that is worker. So whenever you are deploying any application, they will create one worker in that space, shared space, and they will give you that worker to deploy your Mule application. Okay. They have different zone. Okay, like they have 4 kind of zone. Okay, where you can deploy like US East, US West, like that. They have different. If you want to maintain this uh, high availability and all, like in case of clustered environment, then you need to think about that. But if you are deploying your application, then all 3 layer will be like generally in same server only, same server you can say. But worker will be different.
And
Is it
this
clear, or maybe
mic
it might be
Yeah,
difficult
yeah.
a bit for
No,
new
it's
people?
yeah, clear. Kind
as
of
you
clear.
as you mentioned, like this API-led architecture is same as microservices. So in microservices, so we divide the service means whole application into small part. So how these both are
Yes.
same?
So here also what we are doing, policy related small module, we are creating one API. For document related, we created one API. This is for document upload one. This is for document download one. So what we do in microservice architecture, there also we divide the big module into small reusable module. So here also we did same thing.
But layers will exist there or not? Like
Yeah, there also we have no like means I think see microservice architecture is one common terminology. Okay, now every technology use their own terminology to use this, like microservice architecture, sorry, API-led architecture, then proxy layer, business layer. In other integration technology, they use proxy and business service. In Java and all, they use this
MVC.
MVC model. Yes, correct.
model view
Model
control.
view controller. Okay. Actually, all of them are using this microservice architecture only, but to uh, make it more understandable, they have given some name.
Okay. And I think
Microservice architecture, they are not saying you have to split into 3 layer, 4 layer, how you are. Microservice, they are saying split your application is a small layer, so you can maximize the reuse of that.
I think microservice is like splitting the application into functionality, smaller functionality and modules.
Yes, here
And in
also
that
you are doing same
functionality,
thing, na? You can
yeah,
see here
and
for customer profile, one functionality is there, so we split it here.
yeah,
Policy
so
list is
exactly,
one functionality.
yeah, exactly. So it is like the functionality dividing in, making it more modular, and then within that module you can
Yeah.
have 2 layer or 3 layer. That depends.
Yes. Yeah. So they are not saying about the layers. They are saying
Mhm.
small, split your code into a small module and reuse it as much as possible. Okay. And I'm not 100% sure, but I heard like there are many big company still they are not convinced with the microservice architecture. Okay. They they are like more comfortable with hybrid model, like even Amazon. Okay, they are also not following the exact microservice. They are following the hybrid model. Since in microservice architecture, it's increased the code reusability, it increased the uh, code breakup. Means if anything will break, then it will only impact few functionality. But at the same time, it's increasing other cost also, and it's increasing the response time also. Okay. Now you can see if you call this layer to this layer, you need to go through internet or intranet. So that network latency will be there. So that kind of cost will increase, response time will increase. So many things happen. So you have to think carefully, do you really need this architecture or not?
Okay, and
Let's say you
just
have simple ETL kind of thing where you don't have any code reusability and where you don't have any cross functionality dependency, then why you will go with this 3-layer architecture unnecessary to increase the resources, to increase the server latency and all.
okay, and sir, as you are saying, we split the whole application into small pieces. So just like we took example, we split in experience layer, right? So in experience layer we have series only in microservices, like we have split it. But in the API led architecture, we splitted applications and use how can I say, we are parallelly using the experience, process, and system. But in microservices, as you are saying, we split, so we work on only one layer, or like there also 3 layers are there.
In microservice, as I know, like they are not saying split in how many layer, they are saying split into small module and increase the reusability.
Okay, yes, got it. Because in the here we are doing series and parallel also, like we are splitting the application as well as we are parallelly we are using experience, process, and system.
Yeah, so this is extended part of microservice architecture, and this
Uh,
is following the concept of microservice architecture, and they have created their own, like Mulesoft has created their own, that is API-led architecture.
yes, got it.
Okay. But in backend, it's following the principle of microservice.
Microservices, okay. And whatever changes we done in Word document, like comment, mark, and all, these same things can be done in Confluence also.
Yes.
Okay, done from my side.
Any other question on this?
Ravi means here system API means source system. Here experience API means whichever share the REST API URL, that is the experience share to the customer, right?
System layer means SAPI layer, that is when we are connecting with any external system, like in backend, you are connecting with database, Salesforce, JMS. Okay. So that when you are connecting with like backend systems, that is system layer. Okay. System layer connect with the external systems. Here you can see. Okay, these are the backend system where we are connecting using system layer. In process layer, we do all the orchestration and we apply business logic. And experience layer, we use to expose our API to external world, like who want to consume our API. That is mobile application, web application, concierge app, or some third-party applications. They want to consume our API. So that we use experience API.
Means we can share the URL, the REST API URL to the
Yes, to
customer.
experience, yeah, that is experience layer.
Okay. Means in our project also we can mention like in the means in last system API or process API or experience API to develop the in the studio.
Yeah, that we will do in project. We will do in same way how we do in company. Okay, we will develop all three layer. We will connect all three layer. We will achieve the business logic.
Means we deploy all together. Means first
Okay, that
to
part,
system
yeah,
API.
that part will come later. Okay, so we will do everything. What you can see here, we will follow all these three layer. We will develop system API. We will develop process API. We will develop experience API. We will deploy this on Cloud Hub using CI/CD pipeline. Before, like we will follow all this step. Okay, at this moment we are going through requirement gathering. Then we'll go for YAML creation. We'll follow all the best practice of YAML, like fragment, traits, data type, and all. Then we will go for this development. Okay, and then we will go for unit testing and unit testing. Once we will do everything, we will apply security policy. One security policy, like in security policy also, we will use OAuth, basic authentication, client ID, rate limiting. Then we will go for CI/CD pipeline. Okay. And on high level, I will explain the rest of the step also, like monitoring, troubleshooting, and supporting.
Okay.
Okay. So how we do in project in a company, we will follow all these steps and we will do everything. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah, yes, right. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so next sequence diagram. So you can see here in this sequence diagram, we have our, sorry, just give me 1 minute.
Hello. Are you speaking, sir? Hello. Is he speaking or not? I'm not able to hear him.
He's not speaking.
Okay, okay.
Sorry. So let me start now for a sequence diagram. Here, in sequence diagram, we represent like how those API are connected with each other and in which sequence they will get called, from what time to what time they will be processing and when they will respond. So here you can see this is our front-end application. It will make request to Experience API. And Experience API will start execution here and it
Abhi,
will
can you
end
zoom it?
execution.
Sorry, not able to.
Sorry, is it not visible?
Yeah, it's not visible. Can you zoom it?
Oh, like means size
Yeah.
wise. Okay. Is it okay now?
Okay.
So this is our mobile application. It will make request to this Experience API. Now Experience API will start execution here and it will end execution at this point. Okay, so it's saying what time to what time Experience API will execute. Then Experience API will make request to this Process API. Okay, so this Process API will start execution here and it will end here. It will end before ending the Experience API. Now this Process API will make two calls. Okay, one call to this order status. Okay, this should be Git order third party application. Okay, so once it will make request to this third party application, should be system API through system API. Whenever we are connecting with any external system, so it should be through system API. So it will call this system API. Once it will get response from there, then it will call another system API. If it is parallel call, then one request will go here and next request will go just after that. But it's a sequential call. Okay, so whenever you are doing multiple systems call to do orchestration or multiple calls to do orchestration, you need to think about is any way it's possible to do parallel call or not using scatter gather? If yes, then definitely you should prefer to do use scatter gather and do parallel call. Okay? Since it will increase the performance of API, and this is part of performance tuning. Okay, sometimes they will ask how you will tune your API. So we should use scatter gather, we should use parallel for each, we should use batch processing. Okay, these are the component, or we should use async component to increase the to do the API tuning. So once you will get response from this system API, then another system API will be called, and this system API will call the database, this database. Okay. So this is part of this particular execution. Everyone clear with this?
Can you explain once again, Ravi?
So here, sequence diagram will show you when processing, like when which API, when which API will start the processing, or which system will start the processing, and when it will end the processing, in which sequence it will be called. So front-end application will call this process API. It will start execution here. So this experience API will call the process API. Process API will start execution here. Okay. After the system API execution, process API will start. Now process API will call two system API sequentially. One, this one. Once it will get response from there, it will call another system API. And this system API internally will call the database to get the response. Okay, once it will get response from database, it will send response to process API. Process API already called this two system API. So it already completed its orchestration. Now it will do all the business logic, and then it will respond to Experience API. And Experience API will respond to source system like front-end application.
Okay.
So in this flow diagram, where our code will be there, Ravi, like it's like system, process, or experience API.
Experience, process, system. This four will be our code.
Okay.
And this front-end application will be another system, and this database will be another application. Okay. After that, data mapping will come. So data mapping is not defined here. So generally here what we do, whatever transformation required from source to target system, we need to mention here. Okay. So generally we prefer to do in one Excel. Okay, in that Excel, we need to mention source, target, and then what all orchestration or business logic we need there. So that kind of detail will be in data mapping Excel. Okay, I will show you one reference one at the time of when we will create requirement gathering for our project. Okay, so that will be in next class. The non-functional requirement. Okay, so whenever you are developing, whenever you are doing any project, you should definitely think about the functional requirement. Okay, at the same time, non-functional requirement will also be that much important, like what all security policy you are going to apply. Okay, how you are going to do error handling, what all logging you will do, where you will do logging, what all kind of logging you will do. So once your application will deploy on higher environment, if any issue will come, you will able to track or monitor the application using that log. Okay, so those kind of things we do in non-functional requirement. Okay, other thing will be like SLA, what will be response time of your API, how much TPS transaction per second it will support. Okay, everything will be part of non-functional requirement. Okay, so only achieving the business requirement is not the end goal of a developer, okay, or architect. So we should give equal importance to non-functional requirement. Okay, let's say you are just achieving the business goal and you will deploy your applications. So easily anyone can access your system and they can do some kind of uh, malfunctional activity, like they can hack your system, they can uh, like disturb your data and all. Okay, so whenever you will deploy your application, before that you need to decide what all security policy, and you need to apply also, not only decide, you need to apply the security policy. So only authorized user can access your API. If there will be any error, how you will handle, like how you will handle the data, how you can avoid the data loss kind of activity. If something will go wrong, how you will able to troubleshoot your application. So you need to do proper logging and all. So everything you need to decide before your development only. Okay, so those kind of thing will come inside the non-functional requirement. Everyone clear in this part? So here I have given some sample of like a bad request. If there will be, if someone will send the bad data, then what kind of error we will send? We will send this kind of error through our API. And this common pattern you need to follow for all the API, for all the resources, methods, and everything. If someone will send bad request, then pattern should be same. Okay, here message will be failed operation, code will be 400 bad request. Event ID, okay, this will be transaction ID. So whenever, let's say you have deployed the any API, okay, and same API will be called by thousands of users at the same time. So how you will identify this request from which user, or maybe same user has called that API 5 times. Then how you will identify? We are talking about which particular request. So we can do this using transaction ID. So whenever request will come, either source system can pass the unique ID for each request, or if they are not passing, once request will come in Mule application, you can generate one unique ID for each request, irrespective of user. Okay, no matter same user making 5 requests or 5 requests coming from different user. For each request, you will generate one unique ID and you will pass that unique ID throughout the request. Like in Experience API, same ID will be passed to Process API and System API also. Okay. So this will be pattern for
UID will be
response.
generated by the UID function of data viewer or something else we will use.
Yeah, that you can generate by yourself, or by default, one correlation ID will be generated when someone will call your API. You can
So
use
it
that
will
correlation ID also.
automatically it will be generated, or we need to put some code
Yes.
for
No, automatically it will be generated. To retrieve the data, you need to put some code.
that. Okay. Headers and parameters we need to use. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. More detail you will get at the time of implementation. Okay. So same we have for unauthorized user. Same we have for resource not found. So I have given some sample. Okay. Generally we need to follow this one. And these 4 will be must, like since this is very common error you will get in your application. Okay. Auditing, performance requirement, functional, all these will be part of non-functional requirement. Okay. Now next, coming to API detail. So when you will work on any functional design document, so to achieve that functionality, multiple API will be involved. So those kind of detail you will capture like this. So this will be part of which application. Okay. And this is the part of claim XP API, and functionality is claim permission API. Okay. So here in table, you will get the resource detail like version v1. Resource name will be /claim/permission. So whenever you are giving resource name, it must be noun, it must be plural. Okay, it not sorry, it should be. Okay, it's not must, it should be noun, and it should be plural. Why I'm saying should, it's not must, since it's as per API governance, not. So REST API generally follow the governance. It don't have any strict rule like SOAP service. SOAP service has their strict rule. If you will not follow the protocol, you will you will get technical error. But REST API don't do like behave like that way. REST API has some governance. If you follow, that is well and good. If not, it will create like disturbance for you and for other people also. Okay, you can think in this way, like real time. Let's say you have some rule made by your government. Okay, if you don't follow that rule, you will get punishment. Okay, you might get jail or something. Okay, or you will get some kind of penalty. But there are some rule that is made by your society. Let's say you are living in any gated society, and there are some rule they have created. If you don't follow that rule, you will not get penalty, you will not get jail, but that will create a kind of disturbance for you also and for other like family in that society. So same thing you can correlate with SOAP service and REST service. In SOAP service, it's kind of government rule. If you don't follow, then technically it will create problem. You will not able to deploy and you will not able to test your application. But if you don't follow the rule of REST application, then that will create problem for other people. Let's say resource name, you are not following the proper standard. Method name, okay. Here we are retrieving the information, so we are using get method. But if you want, you can put post method also. Technically, it will not create problem. Your API will still able to like deploy and it will able to test. But it will create confusion for other people. Generally, post method we use whenever we want to create the resource. But here we are retrieving information and still you use post method. So if someone will see the API spec, okay, they will see method is post. So first thing will come in their mind, whatever data you will pass, it will create some kind of resources in the target system. But in actual, you are not doing that. You are retrieving details from the system. Okay. So so like API governance is a kind of rule made by society for everyone. Uh, like you can say for better coordination among the society people. Let's say in society, someone has made rule like we should not play the music after 7 p.m. in anyone home. Okay. So if you play after 7 p.m., government will not punish you since government hasn't done some like they don't have such kind of rule or anything. You cannot play music after 7 p.m. But your society has created this rule. You should not play this after 7 p.m. to disturb other family. Okay. So if someone is playing, that means they are disturbing other family. But you will not get any kind of punishment. You are just not following some rule which is creating some kind of disturbance for other. Same thing. If you will not follow the API governance, okay, it's not like your API will not work. Still your API will work. You will able to deploy. You will able to test. But other people will get confused. If someone see post, they will think it will create resource. So same kind of rule is there for resource. Resource name should be noun. It should be plural. Method name based on the functionality what you are going to achieve. You should give proper method name. And then objective, what objective this API will do. So this API I designed to retrieve some kind of information. That's why it's objective is this, method is get, and resource name is this. Version you can use like start using from 1.0 or V1 like that. Everyone clear with this? So this is resource detail of any API. So whenever you want to design any API, so first thing you need to know that is resource detail. Second one is request detail. Okay, so here request detail, like in request for any API, you can pass request in multiple format like header, query parameter, URI parameter, and request body. Generally in header, we pass the metadata. Okay, metadata means data about the data. Let's say what is the input, like what is the data type of request body? It's a JSON, XML. So that is metadata. So you can pass inside header. If you want to apply any security policy, okay, that is kind of metadata, like passing the token, passing the user ID and password. That is not actual data. This is metadata to authenticate the user. So that is also metadata.
Sir, what things are included in metadata?
Yeah, generally token, user ID, password, then this uh, content type, okay, then transaction ID or correlation ID. Whatever things you can think that is not part of processing, okay, that is just to support the processing data, everything will come inside header. That is metadata. You are not using that particular data for business logic. That means that is metadata and that will come inside header. Okay.
So
Then
what is the
second,
purpose of using metadata then? Like, for
to
it is for
support your
sample,
application. To support
it will
your
be
application. For your API, you need to make sure that request is coming from authorized user. Okay. So you are not going to use token value to process your API to achieve the business logic, but you will use this token value to authenticate it's coming from valid user. So that token will be metadata.
so it is for mocking purpose only, or it will be used
No, it will
in
be
further.
actual processing only. It's not mocking. It's actual processing only.
Okay.
But that data will be used only to support your application, not to achieve the business logic.
This will not be used in those three layers, na?
It will be used in all three layers. Okay, if you are
Okay,
not getting clear picture, let it be
huh,
for now.
okay,
At the
okay.
time of implementation, you will come to me.
It will be defined in the documentation only.
No, it will be implemented also.
No, no, for like source will be the documentation only, na?
What do you mean by source will be documentation?
I mean, like here it is written ABC like this, so it will be defined in the documentation. We need to use that in our application or in development.
Yes, yes. At
Okay,
the time of defining the YAML file, we will use this.
okay, okay.
Let me try to think any real-time things for this metadata. Mm, Okay, let's say you are building any home. Okay, to make your home, you need a door and all. Okay, but lock, like whatever security lock is there, like maybe lock in your main door, that is not mandatory thing to make your home. Why you are adding that lock? To give safety of your home, correct? Are you getting this point?
Yes, later we
Yeah,
will see with.
yeah, later you will see, but yeah, for real time, if you want to correlate the things, when you are building your home, you are adding door and all, but you add one lock also. Okay, that lock is not required to make your home. That lock you are adding to give safety of your home. So same thing, metadata will help, will support your API to make it more robust. Okay, It's not part of business functionality. Okay, to live in home, it's not mandatory to have the lock, but if still you are adding the lock to give safety of your home. Okay, same thing, whatever you pass in metadata, that is not required to achieve the business functionality. It support your business functionality to make it more robust, like by applying the safety, by applying the unique correlation ID for better logging and monitoring purpose, then by defining the data type of your request and all. Okay. Okay. So header is that. Then we have URI parameter and query parameter. URI parameter, generally we pass the unique identifier. Let's say you want to retrieve the customer detail. Okay. And what is unique identifier there? Customer ID. Okay. So if you want to pass the customer ID, that customer ID is unique identifier. Okay. So you will pass inside the URI parameter. But if you have any filter condition, let's say you want to retrieve the customer based on their age, based on their uh, salary, or based on their expense. Okay. So if you have some such filter condition, then you will pass inside query parameter. So for this API, there are two query parameter. One is this ID, another one is this feature name. Okay. So if you are calling any API based on the feature name or ID, or any other filter condition, date of birth, start date, end date, then that will be your filter condition and query parameter. If anything is unique identifier, then that will be URI parameter. So here we don't have any URI parameter, we have query parameter. And here you can see this is get API. Okay, we are retrieving some information. So there is no request body. Request body generally we need whenever we are updating or whenever we are creating new resources. At that time we need request body. But for this API, we are not updating anything. We are not creating any resource. We are retrieving some details. So we don't need processing body, request body. Here we need response body since this API will return some response. And this is the structure like field name. Okay, if there is any rule. Okay, indentation 1 means parent element. After this one, you can see indentation 2 for this 3. So you can understand from here. For this 2, indentation is 1, and this 3 has indentation 2, means these 3 are child of this claim. Okay. So claim is on 1, claim is on 1, and this claim has these 3 child. So that's why their indentation is 2. Sorry, 4 child. So their indentation is 2. And you can see their data type also. string, array. So I think one is missing here. Which one? VOIC is there, and then customer name is missing here. Let me add first. Okay. So ID is there, then name is there. And this 3 has indentation 1 since these are direct child of this. And then this 4 has indentation 2 since these are the child of this. Okay, and there you can see mandatory Y means that is required, like mandatory field. If and, that is optional field, and this is their data type. All has string, this has boolean, and this has array. So you can see all has string. This one is array, and this one is boolean. Okay. And these are some non-functional requirement, like what kind of API. Real-time API means REST API. The data size is 1 KB, request data size. This API should support the TPS of 20 TPS, like transaction per second. This API will give 24-hour support, like means this API will work 24-hour, keep working every time means. And response time should be 5 seconds. This API should return within 5 seconds. Okay. So in this way, we create the functional design document. So here we have detail for other APIs, experience API, process API, system API. And if any kind of dependency, you need to capture it here, functional dependency. If you have any assumption, you need to mention here. Audience who all will go through this, like a part of this document, so you need to mention here. Reference document, if you are referring any other document, maybe functional document, API governance or anything, you need to mention it here. So there will be some kind of definition. Okay, what is functional design document? What is technical design document? And some places you will use abbreviation also, FD, TD. You need to define that also. And this is like sign off request. Once this document will be ready, all the review will be done, review comment will be incorporated, then this will go for sign off process. Once it will be signed off, then development phase will start. So let me know if anyone has any query.
Ravi, how to give efforts for this, right? I mean, based on what parameters should that be considered?
Sorry, based on what parameter?
I mean, the effort for doing this.
Effort of functional design document or development?
Develop.
Yeah, development effort should be based on multiple factor. Okay, first thing, it's a new API or enhancement. Second, if enhancement, then do we need to do a small change like property file change and then testing, or we need to do some kind of business logic orchestration, some kind of business logic change, some kind of additional orchestration. So there will be, if only property file change, one story point will be good enough. If you need to do small change, you can put 3 story point. If you need to do big change, then 5 story point. Then if you have new development, like basic development, like you can say simple API development, 3 story point. If it is medium complex, 5 story point. It's very complex, then 8 story point. Like that. Okay.
Is there any parameter to decide whether it's a simple, medium, or complex?
No, there is no parameter. Like you just need to, simple means like you are doing very small change, only updating 1 2 value and then done. Medium means you are doing some kind of measuring, like you are doing enhancement in many business logic in many places. Complex means you are completely going to change the orchestration. You will add additional call to make it. data and all.
Okay.
Okay, fine then. If we are good on this part, then we are good for today. And yeah, in next class, we'll join our API. Okay. So we will put all the detail in this functional design document, and parallelly we will create an YAML file also.
I mean, next class we'll have the basic ones, or we'll start with this now.
Now we will start with YAML. Like we already understood the functional design document. We'll put our detail and we'll start working on YAML.
Okay. We'll continue from
Ravi,
Wednesday.
Okay, that no, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday real-time project, and weekday we will have this. And then tomorrow is Monday. So this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we will have, sorry, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. We will have basic training. Okay. If there will be any change, I will let you know. But yeah, there is this Monday, Tuesday, Indian time, I'm saying. Eastern time will be 1 day prior. Let me put in group only.
Ravi,
Whether
you were supposed to take the class for the 3 hours, no?
Yeah, this one actually based on the content. Okay. Few day it will be like 2 hour, few day it will be 3 hour.
Okay, can we take it on the weekdays also?
Weekday actually basic training is still going on. So once that training will be completed, then we will take weekday also. Maybe
Okay,
after 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, we'll start weekday also.
okay.
And share this document in WhatsApp group, because here the chat will delete it automatically because I am not doing in login Teams. So
Okay. Yeah.
and that video which you have uploaded, is it, and that is not of the basic training. You mentioned part 2 and like 17th video. So that is actually part 3 video. Like on Sunday you took class na for that real time
Okay.
project.
Okay. Okay. Let
By
me
mistake.
do this correction. Yeah. If any correction is required, let me do now
And
only.
one Maven setup video is only for 4 minutes only. So check that video with that video
Yes.
also.
Yes. That is for 4 minutes. Yes. Yes. That is correct only. That is for 4 minutes.
So then where is that mm, online MySQL setup? We are not able to find that actually.
Remote Chrome desktop.
Yes, yes.
Okay. First, you are saying this 17th number video is for
No, just once check it.
project one.
The check the date only because I have seen that fourth. It was showing 4th February. Ah, yes,
Yeah.
this one
This
only.
is part of project. Yeah. Correct.
Hmm. And where is that Clever Cloud video?
Let me check.
I have checked in all the videos. We are not able to find that. That I think you stopped recording or how that 4 minute video is there. Now it will go long. Then you explain the Clever Cloud after that Maven and JDK setup.
Okay. Well, let me check that one.
Or else please explain now like Clever Cloud setup. I am stuck there only because I don't know.
Clever Cloud. Okay, you can take anyone in our team has completed that Clever Cloud setup.
Mr.
Anyone know Clever?
Completed.
Okay, so just connect with Satish. You have problem, so connect with that person like who has already done the setup and take help up and sorry, take his help and complete it.
Okay.
Yeah, or see like whenever you people need any kind of like help in existing thing, so might be in same team other people has already did it. Okay, so take their help. So
I
he will
put in that
also able
WhatsApp group,
to.
but no one has replied. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so right now someone has replied. So just connect with him. Okay, it will help both of you. Okay, if someone is explaining, you will get more better understanding, and other people can understand the things what he cannot understand at the time of class. And if you people need me, like, then definitely I will help you.
Okay.
Okay, so today I'm sending one Google form. Okay, maybe in 30 minutes I will send, so everyone fill that Google form.
Okay, today's video will be private or public?
Today video, let me think. This will be still this is not related to our project, so I will make it public only. But from
Okay.
next class onward, like it will be completely for our project, so that will be private.
Okay.
I think this video is for Clever Cloud. Looks like it's a database kind thing. No, this is not. Due to any reason that video missed, then yeah, just take help of other. Okay, fine then. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you.